If you want to become a better animator, here are the 4 things I recommend you check out right now. For this video, I wanted to focus on things that not necessarily would be software or skill related, but rather things you can add to your workspace to increase your productivity as an artist. While there are certainly free tools and add-ons that you can get as an animator that will also upgrade your workspace, there are a few investments that you can make in your own workspace to elevate your animation workflow. But first, I want to thank my Patreon members for making this video possible. If you want to see videos early, as well as get your name in the credits of these videos and see work in progress animations of my own, you can check out the link in the description, patreon.com/KnowTheRobot. So let's start with the first thing. The first thing that I recommend you get before anything else is a standing desk. So before I got a standing desk, I didn't really understand the hype. I mean, I would just be working at my desk anyway, so what difference did it make if I stood up or if I was sitting down? So standing during my workflow actually keeps me more focused and active and alert, especially when animation can feel repetitive as you're doing the same sorts of tasks over and over. It does make a difference when you add standing to your workflow to really break up that repetition. There's actually a lot of reported benefits for standing while you work. For example, in one 7-week study, participants using standing desks reported less stress and fatigue than those who remained seated the entire workday. I feel like this is a really important point if you are trying to upgrade your animation workflow at all, to give yourself a less stressful environment for you to create better art. Another study showed that reducing sitting time to 3 hours a day would raise the average American's life expectancy by 2 full years. If adding 2 years to your life doesn't make you a better animator, I don't know what will. But this standing desk here I found on Facebook Marketplace. I think it's Frankenstein together from like 3 other standing desks, so I can't really give a recommendation for which one this is. I really just recommend you getting into the habit of continuing to stand up during your day. That's something I have to remind myself all the time, so don't worry if you don't remember to do this often. So standing for a few hours a day while you work is extremely helpful, but what about those times when you're actually sitting at your desk? Well, that leads us to the second thing that I recommend, which is an ergonomic chair. More specifically, I'd like to talk to you about Flexispot, who is the ergonomic chair company that is sponsoring this video. So Flexispot did send me this ergonomic chair, and I want to thank them because it's become a core part of this animation workspace I'm creating. The unboxing and assembly of this chair was super easy, although I do recommend having someone else to help you so that you don't look like a buffoon trying to put the top of the chair on the bottom part that keeps wheeling away. Don't make the same mistake I did. The ergonomic design of the C7 chair lets me work for extended periods of time with very little strain. A good ergonomic chair is flexible to the needs of the person sitting in it, and this chair could not have come with more bells and whistles to do that. One of the core features is its lumbar support on the back, which is great for people like me who are over 30 and need a little part of the chair pushing on their lower back at all times. It's phenomenal. It also has an adjustable seat depth, so you can get exactly into the position that you want. It even just kind of tilts up a little bit, so if you need to really focus, you can kind of lean towards the stuff that you're working on. And I think the coolest thing is the optional footrest, when you can just kick your feet up and take a break from working on your animations. And having an ergonomic chair specifically really does make a difference in my workflow, and I cannot recommend this one enough. It's got all the bells and whistles that you would want for a customizable chair. Flexispot has an amazing Black Friday deal coming up, so make sure you click the link in the description to check out that deal for yourself. And the third thing I want to talk about will actually take your creativity to the next level. The third thing you can get to upgrade your workflow is a drawing tablet. When I was an intern at DreamWorks years ago, I was introduced to this workflow because that's how all of the artists actually work, is they're drawing on a drawing tablet, whether they're an artist or an animator, and I really have not looked back since. Personally, I'm a huge fan of Wacom, and I've been using this Cintiq for a few years now, and it's been a phenomenal addition to my workflow. So drawing tablets offer some really interesting opportunities as a 3D animator, like the ability to draw directly on the screen to help plan out your animation. Personally, if I'm doing digital art, I like interacting with a computer using a pen rather than a mouse. Just gives me that extra artistic edge, I guess. It kind of feels like you're moving a puppet in stop motion because you're actually literally reaching out and touching the 3D character rather than using a separate mouse to be able to line up with where I'm looking and have to move it all. It just feels really natural to just reach out and touch the character. The other nice thing about having a drawing tablet is when I'm not actually drawing on it, it becomes a second monitor for when I'm editing videos or I'm producing other content. So a drawing tablet to me is an essential part of my workflow. It's definitely optional. You don't have to go out and get a drawing tablet. I just really recommend that all digital artists interact with their art using a pen. So the fourth thing I want to talk about is not actually a tangible object that you can go out and buy, but it's something very subtle that actually can take your animation portfolio from good to great. The fourth resource is a website called agora.community, specifically the high quality character rigs that this website offers. So personally, and this is not a sponsored take, but I think Agora is an amazing community for animators. They have a lot of high quality character rigs that you can use for your animations, as well as the ability to get your animations reviewed by an industry professional. I've done this before and it's amazing how much their feedback improves you as an animator. But the character rigs that they have available for people to download and use is actually super valuable, and I'll tell you why. In my experience, sometimes having a rig in your reel that doesn't necessarily meet like a Disney or Pixar level quality rig can sometimes take away from the quality of your work. So years ago, I had this shot in my demo reel, which I'm still really proud of for the body mechanics aspect of it, but I was definitely pushing a free rig as far as it could physically go. So for new animators, I actually recommend you look at these high quality rigs because they can help you when you're trying to have a portfolio that feels more polished. They offer character rigs for both Blender and Maya. If you're a Blender animator, I got some bad news for you. At some point, you will probably need to learn Maya. I put it off for so many years. I've been using Blender for 15 years, and I think in the last 2 years is when I really got serious about learning Maya. And I definitely should have started way sooner because there's some tools in Maya that are amazing and definitely should be in Blender. Now, as of this recording, there is an indie license that you can get for Maya that is significantly cheaper than what the base price of Maya is. We're actually gonna look that up because I don't wanna spread misinformation. Yeah, so if you just search Autodesk Maya indie license, the first link that comes up, you can check to see if you're eligible to get this, but the yearly subscription for a Maya indie license is about $305. As a reference, the full version of Maya that's not the indie version is $1,800 a year. So you're saving a significant amount, about $1,300 a year. If you're looking to learn Maya, there is a 30-day trial that you can start, and I would recommend looking at that first, finding some character rigs on the Agora website to download and just start playing with. So those are my recommendations for tools to upgrade your animation workspace and your workflow. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel, and I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone on Patreon who helped make this video possible. You can check out the link in the description, patreon.com/knowtherobot. Until next time, thank you for watching.